6 to a 7 is a victory dive. From that 7 to 8 range is a very good dive. 8 to 9 is a great dive, and then a 10 is obviously perfect.
Madeline Crosby was just into the pool, the sophomore from Jordan from the University of Texas, from Gahanna 3-0 correctly yesterday. Highest score we saw was an 8. Or Menninger, who does this event at Big 12 Championships as a freshman last year, finished 5th place, finished 5th yesterday as well on the 3-meter board.
This is the first inward 1.5 we've seen in the competition. Again, something you're going to see. You want to not so close that you could either hit the ball.
She goes, but just for reference, from 1 meter to 3 meter we saw yesterday that the duels Kentucky, it was Allison Gibson who won against the Wild.
Nice and tight. The mechanics down, but also
we have seen thus far as well for Allison Gibson. We'll place her atop the leaderboard through 1 round of diving. So 5 more to come.
It was just a pretty...
A 4.5, a 5.5, and a 5. 34.50 for Madeline Crosby.
Sets Coach Scoggins' ability to continue to recruit, and as you see seniors like Allison Gibson moving on and starting to graduate, he always seems to have a new crop of divers, of younger freshmen and sophomore coming in, and without fail every year.
For men, me back your freshman year, was there a senior, junior, and upper class?
Is so mechanically for the judges to find something wrong with that dive.
57.2.
Her take, you can see a little bit of a rotation from her body that shouldn't have been there.
And just to translate that for
squeak a little bit, she didn't have a whole lot of time to get her hands onto the board. Still keeps her composure, and I loved that her entry had very little splash to it.
A 6 and 2, 6.5s, 45.60.
Distance 2.4 degree of dip.
Noyos with 3 5.5. So Art Gibson halfway home in 3 events, or although we will get to see and show you guys on Saturday.
Cases, all of them are
on 4. We see a tighter leaderboard. Skilkin with 2 5.5s and a 5.
Now that's a road that loses a little bit of control from the dive, and the judges are going to have to take off for that.
2 5.5s and a 6. 3 5.
Degree of difficulty of a 3.0, above and beyond anything we've seen from the
press 5 from the Texas senior.
Those scores from 6.5s to 7.
For you as a freshman, where you were like, wow, down this stay in the hot tub. What did you do, and what's the key to stay loose and Snates dive, or the bigger dives are coming up, or do you just stay in your own little echo chamber and try to focus on what it is for you?
I stayed in my board, but not too fun. Competing with teammates, they're your closest friends, you see them every day, you know what their strengths are. It makes it fun to go head to head like that.
It was Menninger who was in.
See, everything is so perfect and just a joy to watch.
So a solid 6 dives from Allison Gibson. Trying to do the hook 'em, but had the 2 fingers taped together. We'll get to talk to her about her competition, her second title of the weekend when we come back.
Out of her legs in order to make that dive all the way around.
As well, this is the first time they've seen this format. Usually throughout the course of the fall. The ceiling, I've been
not a fan. You know, I don't either. As a former diver, I'll be the first to admit it's not my favorite.
This Jordan Skilkin, I've seen her across the weekend, the freshman.
To take off and can get it into that rotation and too close that you nip your feet on the platform.
Solid scores for Skilkins. Already on.
There.
Men will dive. We finished 17th.
Right there, she needs to see exactly when to come out of that pike and reach for 1.5 as they lead up down on 5 meter in order.
Arizona Wildcats. An extremely young.
See a lot of potential. A couple more years for them to get a little bit more experience and build up their resume. She'll be doing an arm stand as well, and the way she's going to get into that handstand, you see she's actually going to, it's called pressing up into it.
For this event, but it was assumed that they have 1 dive required where you have to go into an arm stand.
But because at the end of a long season to keep
been 1, 2, 3 competitions we've seen 1, 2, 3 have all gone to Texas. Can it remain that way? Skilkin will round out her weekend with a 52-51B.
Now, teammate Pineda has a substantial lead, about 26 points heading into this final dive. But Jordan Skilkin and Janie Boyle, that rip sound when she hit the water, but a much of a splash. But an average dive to finish out her list of 10 meter.
So all in all, the weekend you've seen some from Skilkin, good things to build on moving forward.
Absolutely. I think she has a ton of potential. She also looks just very confident.